Hello, one and all. This is Luckless LoveLocks, and welcome to Crusader Kings 3. I've been so excited to try this game out. This is going to be kind of an intro, and I'm going to be doing the tutorial in this video. So if you find that boring, you understand the game, you just want to get right into the campaign that I'm doing, you can skip this video, and I'm going to post the beginning of the first campaign that I'm playing probably soon after this. So just skip this video and go check that out. What I'm planning on doing is I'm going to, if I can, I'm going to pick a time where we either form the Kingdom of Hungary or try to take the Kingdom of Hungary from whoever the king is. That's the plan, because my grandmother was Hungarian, and I think it would be cool to play in that area of Europe and get to know a bit of the history as well. For those of you that aren't familiar with this game, it's a grand strategy game where you basically lead a dynasty of people in the medieval ages in Europe. And you could also you could basically pick like any character. The map is in Europe, Western Asia, the Middle East, Northern Africa. It's really cool. You could choose to play as an emperor. You could choose to play as a king. You could choose to play as someone that just controls like a county. You can go like really small scale or go really large scale, and it involves plotting and scheming and managing your family affairs, managing your kingdom, going to war. It's like determining your political system. It's a super complicated and deep game. And I did play some Crusader Kings 2. I played maybe about 80-90 hours of it. A lot of it was spent just like trying to figure out the game, though. It's very complicated. And I'm hoping that this one is going to be a little bit easier to understand and get into. So I'm going to start a new game, and I'm going to play through the tutorial with everyone. Like I said, it's just to get everyone familiarized with how this game works, including myself. And if you don't want to watch this, totally understand. Just jump over to the first part of the campaign that I'm playing. So let's go. And I'm gonna read out everything so we can kind of get on the same page. So it's welcome to Crusader Kings 3. It's a deep strategy game of dynasties and intrigue. If you're new to the world of Crusader Kings, we strongly recommend you play the tutorial. So we're going to be playing as Petty King Merchant. And I believe that when I played Crusader Kings 2, it was either, I think I controlled someone in Ireland, because that was what people were recommending, because it was kind of easy to form a larger area of rule from that location. Defeat your enemies and become King of Ireland. Cool. Let's do it. So the one thing that's going to be kind of fun about this is I'm going to be able to, I think I'm going to be able to name like the children that we have after members and patrons. We'll see how that works in this tutorial, but that's going to be super fun. So you guys may find yourself in the game. Okay, you're a medieval ruler. Land is yours for the taking through clever marriages and diplomacy, or by way of the sword. There is no one way to win in Crusader Kings, only different ways to enjoy the story that unfolds. So at the core, I think the best part about this game is like the stories that it generates. Different characters have different traits, and there's like betrayals and alliances and like schemes and plots and murders and fights and battles, and it's just so cool what could happen in different events as well. It's just some of the stories that emerge from the gameplay is really interesting. Camera, I already know how to do this. Not all that interesting. Crusader Kings spans over hundreds of years and many generations. Right now, time is standing still because the game is paused. Okay. For this part of the tutorial, we'll keep the game paused while we walk you through some of the game concepts. Yeah, there's tooltips in tooltips. So like you can go over the highlighted text, and then if you kind of go up a little bit, you can then go into the tooltips, and there's more. This is neat. Good job. So some of these words can lead to other highlighted words. So we could talk a little bit about like how things are broken up. So the smallest like place, which is like one of these areas that's highlighted, is a county, I think. Yeah. County is a title ranking below a duchy, above barony. The title includes the county capital in the county as well as de jure rights to all the baronies in the county. Counties always have holders because county capitals cannot be destroyed. As you can see, it's quite detailed. And this is very different from games I normally play on the channel, and I understand that. And I like to play a lot of different games. That's why I'm doing this. And it's kind of interesting because I think I'm also going to be starting Star Renegades next week, which is also a strategy game. So it's going to be kind of a strategy game September along with all the other things that I'm playing. So then the next, actually the smallest title is barony. Baronies are the lowest ranked titles, have the smallest footprint on the map, organized into larger counties. Oh, maybe this is a barony. Yeah. So these small ones are baronies, and then like Thomond is a county, I believe. And then duchies are like collections of counties, basically. Title ranking below a kingdom and above a county. And then there's kingdoms, and then there's empires. So kingdoms are a bunch of duchies. You can think of duchies as like provinces, I guess. And like the baronies are like cities. And then kingdoms are a bunch of duchies, and then empires are a bunch of kingdoms. And then that's as big as it gets, I think. Okay. Tooltips and tooltips. Rulers of land. Let's talk about the game. Everything takes place on the map before you. The world consists of large and small pieces of land, each belonging to someone based on their titles. So I'm going to zoom out for you guys. This is the whole map. There's Hungary there. So as you can see, there's parts of North Africa. I guess does it go all the way? Yeah, it goes pretty far into Asia here. Middle East and Europe as well. And there's different levels to the map, right? This is the drawn map, which shows you kind of like it's more like on the empire level. Empire, see, here's the Holy Roman Empire, or countries, if there isn't an empire. Like, for instance, there's an Empire of Britannia, which I was able to put together in the game that I played in CK2. But that's not the case here. It's still split into the individual kingdoms. So then this is more of a political view, I believe it is. And then we go further in. We could see who owns the different countries and stuff like that. Different kingdoms. And then this, we get to see the actual terrain. So this is more of like, I think, seeing where the armies are moving and stuff like that. And then we can go right down to here where we can see the individual cities. Okay. So the world consists of large and small pieces of land. Your titles are represented by icons with elaborate coats of arms. So our coat of arms is this one here, right? Petty Kingdom of Munster. The icon representing your realm is set by your primary title, which is the most important and prestigious title you hold. So if you're a king, you're going to be the king of whatever. If you're, a baron, you'll be the baron of whatever. Okay. It's, there's a lot. It's overwhelming. We're going to get to it. And I'm not a strategy game expert by any means. Like, feel free to help me out along the way as I play this. Feel free to give your input. I might not follow your advice just because I want to play it in a different way, but I'm happy to play this along with you guys. If you click on your character portrait highlighted in the character view, the borders of your realm capital, Lumdich, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm also going to mispronounce a bunch of stuff. Surprise, surprise. Will light up. So it says character portrait. Boom. We can move this around, I think. So this is our duchy, I think. Yeah. I thought it said dank realm. Okay. Highlight in the character view, the borders of your realm capital. So if we look at this, it says realm capital is the holding where a ruler and their court resides. So like you could be a king or an emperor, but like you still have a primary holding, and that's where all your important people live. This holding has a tax bonus, is always inherited by the primary heir. So you have to keep track of inheritance in this game. And we'll learn more about that, I'm sure. And then there's like this war score stuff that's not so important right now. We'll probably learn about war later. Outside of that will be the borders of your entire realm. Munster is your primary title. Petty Kingdom of Munster, which is why your realm is named after it. You also hold the Earldom of Thomond as a separate title. Now, where does that show up? I'm going to be learning where everything is. Does it... Thomond. Oh, right. So that's this county, right? Thomond. If you zoom out, it will read Munster. There we go. You are the top ruler of this area. The duchy, I guess. Ruling over others. As a ruler, you can only hold so much land on your own. You will often have other rulers helping with the administration of the realm by holding land titles within your borders, making them your vassals. So what does that mean? It's a ruler who has sworn fealty to another ruler, their liege. The vassal provides their liege with levies and taxes, their obligations in exchange for protection. So this is where it gets really interesting, because in order to control large areas of land, you have to keep your vassals happy, because they can have claims to your territory, your kingdom, right? For example, and they could turn on you. So you have to keep them happy, but you want strong vassals, but if they're too strong, they can overthrow you. So there's like this balancing act going on. To find your own land, your domain, press the home key. Oh, cool. Oh, there we go. I'm probably never going to remember to do that. And zoom in. Once closer up, you can see blue labels on the baronies. Blue labels. I guess that's this, right? The barony of Lumnich. The earldom of Ormond is held by your vassal. Oh, right. So this is the... So we have a vassal controlling this, and that's Earl Ragnvald Sigtryggsson of Ormond. Your steward, vassal, and knight. He's a dishonorable planner. Oh, that's great. I'm sure we're going to go into like all the different traits that people have. So as we could see this line, it looks like it's showing that they're a vassal of this person, which is us. I understand. Characters. You are playing as one out of many characters in this world, represented by character avatars. Your character is the ruler of a realm. You'll need to make sure that your dynasty survives and thrives throughout the ages. Your titles give you power and control over territory, and other characters might hold titles in light of their own. So yeah, another aspect of this game is it's kind of like a breeding simulator where you're trying to develop your heir to be as powerful as possible, because once your character dies, you will take over that character. Characters have skills indicating their proficiency within a certain field. Some are great talkers, while others prefer to make their intent clear on the battlefield. So we got diplomacy, skill representing a character's ability to charm, negotiate, and persuade. Directly affects the opinions of other characters, opinions other characters have of you. It's used for diplomatic schemes. Lifestyle is the diplomacy lifestyle. Oh, what's lifestyle? Adult rulers may choose a lifestyle, which will in turn allow them to select a focus and start gaining perks. Each lifestyle has its own type of experience, which is used to purchase perks. Experience and intrigue lifestyle is necessary to gain perks such as dreadful or like weeds in a garden. I see those. Oh, fertility plus 30%. Dread plus 30%. They got diplomacy, stewardship, martial, intrigue, learning. The intrigue stuff is so much fun in CK2. You spend, or at least the way that I played it, I spent a lot of time just like looking at other dynasties' family trees and then like trying to figure out, okay, if I marry this person to that person and then I murder, you know, these three people, then the heir of those people will take over this, you know, country or county, and then if I can get that county, I can create the kingdom. You know, that's kind of the way this game is. It's super interesting. Okay. So we got diplomacy, we got martial, war and leading armies in battle. Makes sense. Important for army commanders. Improves their advantage in battle. Corresponding lifestyle is the martial lifestyle. Stewardship, how they manage their domains, increases taxation, making it a very useful skill for all rulers. Stewardship lifestyle. Every 5 points of stewardship increases the domain limit by 1. Domain limit determines how many holdings you can legally have in your domain. So I believe that's like that's the smallest thing that you can control. So it's a thing that where you get like tax bonuses from. So it's, if you have a larger domain, you're going to make more money, generally speaking. The domain limit is affected by many things such as your stewardship, skill, succession law, and the tier of your primary title. Okay. Although you can go above your domain limit, doing so will lower your income and vassal opinions. So what happens is, like, if your domain becomes too big, then you can start giving away titles to vassals. But then you don't want to give too many titles away because you could make them too powerful. Intrigue. Character's ability to understand and manipulate other characters and to organize elaborate plots. Further defend against intrigue schemes. Let's take a look at schemes. Long-term attempt to affect another character in some way. Some schemes are personal while others are hostile. The success chance of a scheme relies on the associated skill. Some schemes are also dependent on other characters who might join as agents. So it's, if I remember correctly, like a lot of the schemes were like you could like pay people to join a scheme or try to get them to like you more, and then they could join schemes. Like you could have a plot to like assassinate someone, and you might not have enough power to do it yourself, so you get other people that hate that person but like you to join in. Scheme has a chance of progressing each month. Once it reaches the end, the scheme may execute automatically. So some schemes, such as murder schemes, give the scheme owner the chance to back out in case they feel success chance is too low. I see. So it doesn't just last. It felt like in CK2, the schemes lasted forever. But in this, it's like, it's going to happen at some point, and then you can decide if you want to back out for some of them. Okay, and then learning. Literacy and wisdom. The learning skill of a ruler affects the cost of increasing crown authority. So with crown authority, you can use that to like enact new laws or change laws. The general power that a ruler wields over their vassals. So there's autonomous, vassals, limited, high, and absolute. So this means like vassals can do whatever they want. Lowest level of crown authority. Vassals have no opinion penalty towards their liege. The more power you take, the lower your vassals' opinions are of you. But the more you have control over your land. Also yields an amount of monthly piety. Oh, okay. Piety, of course, the virtue of a character. Acting piously according to the doctrines of their faith will increase the character's piety. So there is there's a whole bunch of different religions as well. So you also kind of have to manage that aspect of your lands and your characters. Can be spent on various religious matters depending on government form, doctrines, etc. Each time a character gains piety, they also progress towards the next level of devotion. Dutiful, faithful, devoted servant, paragon of virtue, a religious icon. Very interesting. Since these are highlighted text, yeah, we got that. So here they are here. So our boy Petty King Murchad, Mac Donchad. I love the names. Not very diplomatic. Wrathful. You can see we're better. We have more martial skills because we're wrathful. And then we've got good martial skills. Excellent, in fact. Stewardship is average. Intrigue is poor, and learning is terrible. Thanks. So we want to fight. We like fighting. Generally speaking, I liked to develop was it intrigue and stewardship in my leader? I can't remember. It's going to be different in this game though anyway, so it's not that important. I liked scheming a lot. It was super fun because I always found fighting to be, it was so hard to like take territory by fighting. Like scheming was a lot more effective for me. Characters also have traits which can affect skills as well as how they react to things. These are illustrated by icons in your character view. Some traits tell you about a character's personality, like fickle, calm, or generous. Other traits are specific to how characters have lived their lives, such as your education trait or commander traits. We're temperate. So we get... Oh, so... Our opinion of temperate characters is plus 10. Our opinion of gluttonous characters is minus 10? Or is it the other way around? We'll find out. It might be the way that other people see us. It's probably that. It's probably the other way around. It's how other people see us. Wrathful. Wrathful we saw. We also have lower intrigue. What's dread? Measure of how feared a ruler is. Rulers increase dread by performing cruel and heinous acts, such as torturing and executing prisoners. Dread makes it viable to play as a tyrant. Unruly vassals can become intimidated or terrified, making them too scared to oppose you. Tyranny. Many actions of a ruler are considered tyrannical, against the law or religious doctrine. For example, imprisoning or revoking titles. Someone who has committed no crime is considered tyrannical. Tyranny acts as a blanket opinion modifier for all characters in the realm. So if people are afraid of you enough, you can just do whatever you want, apparently. And people will be too afraid to have a low opinion of you. Impatient. We suck at learning, but we get more prestige. So prestige, if I remember correctly, is like kind of your overall score. It's kind of weird. You have to like, to get inside of these, you have to like hover over the box before. Prestige. Fame and social standing. Prestige can be spent on various worldly matters depending on government form, doctrines, etc. Every time a character gains prestige, they also progress towards the next level of fame. Character's level of fame measures their general reputation, how well perceived they are by everyone. Maybe this level of fame, that's kind of your ultimate goal. And I remember you like pass down some of your prestige to your heirs. So you want it, you could make whatever goal you want in this game. That's what's pretty cool about it. It's very open-ended, but like if you want to reduce it down to kind of like a score, this is what you're trying to get to becoming a living legend. Looks like you get bonuses though. Cool. From this, you can see that your character typically lives a modest life, but expects others to do so also, and is quick to anger when they don't. When a character chooses to behave against their personality traits, it can cause stress. Huh. That's interesting. I don't remember that being a thing in CK2. Characters who gain enough stress will also gain a stress level, giving you negative effects. Every 100 stress, we also gain a stress level. 0 to 3 it ranges. Penalties to fertility and health. And there's mental breaks. Ooh, cool. Well, I'm sure that's going to happen a lot. Traits can also impact how other characters react to you. Some people are impressed by the brave trait, while lustful character is more likely to feature in salacious gossip. Traits influence other characters' morality and greed, which can affect both their friendly and hostile actions. All characters, yes all, have an opinion of one another, which drives their behavior. Low opinion can cause people to rise against you or be unwilling to help you. High opinion can, on the other hand, make characters more inclined to join your murder scheme or fall for your seduction. How you choose to interact with their characters will often affect their opinion of you. So our heir has a positive 74 opinion. You could see how it's broken down. Apparently, being our son is a big deal. Confederate partition. Oh, I like how it explains everything. It was so hard to figure out where this stuff was coming from in CK2. Oh, this is because of a law. It's because they're going to inherit stuff from us. Pretty much. 2. All children inherit equally. All children inherit equally. So, like, if we passed a law where only our main heir inherits everything, the other kids that we have are going to be more angry, right? Because they want theirs. Same dynasty, personal diplomacy, -6. So since we're both temperate, we have this affinity to one another. Cool. Where is our heir? Brian Mac Murchad. House Brienne. How can I actually get to Brian? Pin. Oh, cool. Click to open barbershop. What? Click to open barbershop. Okay, go to the location. City of Innis. I guess they're just here. They're at Lumniech. All right, let's get back to us. Gold. To help you further, this is going to take a while to go through, I can tell, because I like to talk. To help you further your goals, you will need gold. Among other things, gold pays for buildings, armies, and bribes. Gold is collected passively from both your holdings and your vassals as tax. Larger vassals and more important holdings tend to get more tax. Money is not all. Certain things can only be achieved by spending the right amount of prestige or, in religious matters, piety. So our gold's up here. So this is our like basic lands, our domain. The ones that we personally own. Then this is what we're getting from our vassals. Church holdings. Interesting. Church holdings are temples under the control of a realm priest. In face with the lay clergy doctrine, there are no church holdings and temples can be directly held by secular rulers without penalty. Interesting. So the way that you handle religion in your lands could affect how much money you're taking in too. Like if all the money goes back to the church because you don't have a lot of authority over the church, then you're not going to get anything. But if you get enough power, you could maybe change the way that the religion works in your holdings. The prestige tells us how respected you are. It can be earned over time by holding lots of titles, or actively, such by marrying into prestigious dynasties or fighting as an ally in wars. Cool. Whenever you earn prestige, you build towards your next level of fame. Higher levels of fame make your other characters think better of you. Oh, make other, not your other. And bring powerful ways to wage war. Declaring war costs prestige. These allow you to leverage your celebrity for your own benefit, and characters won't think less of you for using them. Spending prestige does not affect your level of fame, progress, just your current prestige. I like that. Okay, so it's not like it's not like right now we're established. We can't be lower than that. And once we get to distinguish, you can't go lower than that. This is just another currency that we can gain and spend. I feel like it worked differently in CK2, but I'm not sure. With a lot of piety, you will have an easier time interacting with your head of faith. As you're a Catholic, this is the Pope. Piety can be gained passively from the learning skill and from virtuous traits, or actively from choosing to do religious things, such as going on a pilgrimage. You also have a level of devotion, which builds over time, so kind of similar to prestige. Some actions require you to spend piety, declaring holy wars, if you want to create a new faith. Cool. So if we build up enough piety, we could just create a new faith. I like it. Spending piety like this is normal, and characters won't think worse of you for it. I understand. Lifestyles. As well as traits, your characters can also pick lifestyles. We read about those. It's where you put the most effort into day to day. Each one has several focuses inside relating to it. Every focus gives you a unique bonus and makes events associated with that focus more likely to happen. Click on the lifestyle button. Oh, down here. It very much looks more like this is organized a lot more like Civilization, so it feels a little more familiar. The UI in CK2, it was messy. Click on any lifestyle to see its focuses. As time goes by, your character will earn lifestyle experience for maintaining a particular lifestyle. When you acquire enough lifestyle experience, you can select one of the lifestyle's perks from any of its trees. Perks represent you practicing and developing yourself over time, and offer unique bonuses like special traits. or unlock lifestyle-specific mechanics and content, which is the ability to start abduction schemes. Oh my god. Love it. It says a successful abduction scheme will result in the scheme target being imprisoned by the scheme owner. The strategy authority as well as the chivalry focus all give martial experience, which can be used to buy any of the martial lifestyle perks. Perk trees in turn lead to a different lifestyle trait. Okay. Well, martial, right? Because that's what we're good at already. Because of your martial education, you gain 30% more experience in this lifestyle. Yeah, so you're kind of pigeonholed by your stats, I guess, to a certain degree. Oh, wow. So it says, focus on control of your realm, honorable conduct, and the strategies that will win your wars. So you can do a strategy focus. Luck can win a duel, a fool can win a battle. It takes more to win a war. Martial +3, and we get 32 martial experience per month. This is not really, doesn't matter to me because I'm going to restart anyways with a different ruler. As I understand it, you can continue on from this tutorial if you want to play this, this ruler. To rule, okay. To rule is to make all the aspects of a realm move in unison and work together. Authority, focus, or chivalry. Victory comes not through blood or gold, but honor. Prowess. Reflects character's aptitude in personal combat. High prowess skills means they are more likely to survive and perform well as both knights in battles and duels. Let's pick that. Attraction. For example, homosexual man would so it says, attraction is a type of opinion that only affects characters whose sexual orientation matches your gender. For example, homosexual man would experience this opinion towards other men. An asexual character would not experience it towards anyone. Heterosexual women would experience it towards men. Type of opinion stops having an effect for women above 50 years of age and for men above 65 years of age. Wow, that is deep. Battle advantage. So we can become more attractive because we're chivalrous. Okay. And then we've got okay. Strategist. Is this going up? The perk trees in turn lead to different lifestyle traits. Chivalry focus. I'm just trying to figure out like what. Martial experience 0 of 1,000. Martial perks 8 of 27. Oh, so we already had these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gotcha. And then we're no martial perk unlock available. Okay, I see. So we're going to develop martial experience. Once we get to 1,000, we'll get to pick. Serve the crown, stalwart leader, or strategist, probably. And we can build off of that. Martial experience, 32 per month. 32 per month. So all of them give us martial experience 32 per month. Okay, I get it now. Now, having selected a focus, we can move on to other people. If you're new to this game, interacting with other characters is key, and you have many options how to do so. Right-click on a character portrait, including your own, to get a list of potential interactions. Oh, cool. Arranging a marriage or initiating a scheme. This is also where you start wars. Let's try something else first. So, right-click. Oh, open your view, and then right-click on the heir. Let's start with the basics. Everybody likes gold! Try sending a bribe to your... What? Sending a bribe? Most interactions will bring up a second window with details and selected. Confirm or cancel an action in this window. Why are we bribing the heir? It says, try to use and confirm the send gift interaction with your heir. I guess we want to increase our what's the term again? Opinion. So we're going to pay 50 gold to Brian. Brian. Will accept. So this tells you whether or not they'll actually So you pretty much know. It's not, there's no gray area. Okay. So now we're at 84 opinion. And this is the event that happened. Well done! You have successfully increased somebody's opinion of you. Certain opinion modifiers last forever, like family bonds. Others will wane over time, like the fading memory of receiving a monetary gift. Makes sense? If you hover over your cursor over the opinion number on another character, you can see exactly where the various numbers are coming from. We saw that before, right? Wait. What is it? Hover over the opinion, yeah. So it says there, receive gift plus 10 at the bottom. Minus, oh, cool. It tells you how much it's going to go down per year. Neat. Is it due to marriage, alliance, a gift of gold, or simply that they appreciate your honest nature? Dynasty. Okay. Next, let's talk about your dynasty. As the game goes on, unless your character meets with an untimely accident or terrible disease, they will grow old and eventually die. The story doesn't end there. It's only game over if you do not have an heir of your own dynasty. Yeah, I think that's happened to me before, if I remember correctly. As long as you have heirs of your dynasty, your legacy will live on. It's pretty hard to get into a situation like that, though. When your character dies, you simply start playing a new one, the player heir. Player heir is the character that a player will keep playing as on succession. When a ruler dies, yeah. Depending on the type of succession your realm has, this is likely to be one of your children, perhaps one that you groomed into the role of a ruler. Your dynasty has its own coat of arms, which is currently highlighted and can be clicked on for more information. You don't need to do anything with this now, but if you want to look at the details of your dynasty later, it can be found here. Let's click on it. The House of Brian. The hound falls before the sword. Oh, cool. There's a freaking saying. I hope I can edit that. We're the head. There's the dynasty. We're insignificant. Children are born with... Okay. So based on how like powerful your dynasty is, you're gonna start with more prestige. Marrying into the dynasty gives you 100 prestige. Rulers get a maximum of plus 15 long reign opinion. I don't know what that means. Next level is noteworthy. So that could be a goal as well, right? To try to get your dynasty to as high a level as possible. Oh, cool. Here's the tree. So this is where it started. Oh man, is this going... Oh, cool. This is the beginning. Cormac Castel Gecase. Pagan Irish. Oh, that's so cool. Look at how far back it goes. So this is our... Where are we? King Brian. No. This is us here. So that was our grandfather. Don Chad Brian was our... Brian was our father. Sorry, I know I'm mispronouncing it on purpose. I shouldn't laugh. It's just funny. Where's Brian? There's Brian. Here's our son. So we've actually have two brothers. One of our sisters is deceased. As you can see, we can like expand our sister's family tree, or... Uh-oh. It all went away. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. 59 members, 15 living. Cool. Okay. Let's carry on. Succession laws. Succession laws determine how all titles and resources are divided between the heirs. When a character dies, you currently only have one heir, but let's take a look anyway. So there's this whole strategy about succession, right? Like, let's say you split all of your land equally amongst all of your titles equally amongst your children. But you are going to take over you're going to play as the top heir. You kind of want to groom your top heir to be as like good as possible, because you're going to be playing as that is that person. But you also want them to inherit as much as possible. So there's this whole dynamic of like not wanting to have too many kids, but also if you don't have too many kids and your heir that you're like grooming dies or you have no other heir, then you're out of the game. So it's like, and you can never predict when the player you're playing as is going to die. The character you're playing as is going to die. So it's like, you kind of want to thin out the herd if you're splitting up your territory. So you can like kind of like imprison your kids or like have them murdered if you wanted to. That's the way this game is. It's very like, it depends on what your goal is. You know, if you want to be as powerful as possible, you have to think about it in that way. Succession laws determine how to, okay. In some cases, when you take over your new character, you may even find that they are responsible for the untimely demise of your previous ruler. That's true. You might want to like force a takeover, right? Because like maybe your ruler is getting too old and whatever is unfavorable towards other people, and then you want the heir to take over, so you could actually, I guess, plot to have yourself killed, maybe? I don't know. Or it's possible that they plotted to have you killed and you couldn't stop it, right? Open the realm view on the right side of the screen. Okay, so we got realm. I'm assuming we're going to go through the rest. Inspect the succession tab. As a member of a dynasty, you also have renown, shared by everyone on your dynasty. Renown goes up whenever anyone in your dynasty gets prestige. Cool. That's the thing that we saw before, I think, right? Number of currently living members, the number of rulers, number of spouses. Huh. Also counts towards increasing your level of splendor. Spent by the dynasty head. Renown can be spent by the dynasty head in order to unlock dynasty legacies. So there's renown there. Yeah, insignificant. Okay, cool. Making significant... Renown goes up whenever a dynasty gains prestige, reflects how famous or infamous your family is rather than just you. Making significant strides in your renown will echo down the generations through your descendants. Solely increasing your level of splendor as the dynasty head, the most powerful member of your dynasty, renown will allow you to unlock dynasty legacies that will benefit all of you. Unlockable boons that provide powerful effects to all members of the dynasty. Dynasty head unlocks them, spending renown. Okay. There we go. Each legacy in the same track being progressively more expensive and powerful. They're slow to get, but stay with the dynasty forever. Neat. Unlike prestige, renown remains after a character's death. To view the dynastic legacy of a dynasty. Wow, that's a mouthful. To view the dynastic legacy of a dynasty, click on someone else's dynasty shield. It's not what I wanted to do. I guess I don't have another shield to click on around here. Okay. So what do we have here? The Petty Kingdom of Munster, realm size 2. Because we have 2 duchies. Thomond and Ormond. Crown Authority. Is that 2 or 1.5? Limited Crown. Okay. So we have limited Crown Authority. It means rulers can change between available partition succession laws. Okay. Titles can be revoked. Vassals can be retracted. Clan government vassals will provide at least 5% of levities and 2% of income. And it costs 130 prestige to get there. This one would cost us another 130 to raise our authority. We need the limited Crown Authority law. This is where it gets freaking it gets nutty. Like, so our current succession law is Confederate partition. Under a Confederate partition, your titles will be divided equally between your children. New titles may be created for younger heirs. And we have a gender law, male preference. Men take precedence over women in succession. Male rulers can have concubines or multiple spouses if their faith has the consorts and concubines or polygamous doctrine. And we can actually change? No, we don't have absolute crown authority, so we can't change who's gonna inherit. So if we're able to get past absolute crown authority, we could actually change who's gonna be our heir. Craziness. Okay. Marriage. To ensure the future of your dynasty, you need family members. It helps if you are married, but we cannot promise that you'll marry for love. Yep. Let's get married. For unmarried characters in your domain, you can set up marriages or betrothals. So that's like if they're too young, right? By right-clicking on the character and choosing Find Spouse or Arrange Marriage. Okay. Let's find a spouse. I like how we can move all the windows around. It's very nice. Choosing Find Spouse opens a list of potential spouses. They hail from courts all over the world. Choosing Arranged Marriage also opens a list of potential spouses, but only with people from the court of the character you clicked. Oh, right, because we're going to arrange it with ourselves. Or we will make the arrangements, and we're the only ones that can do that over our court. Your own character is visible on the left because this marriage needs your approval. Whoever is the liege of the other spouse will appear on the right side, as the union will need their approval as well. Arranged marriage can be useful for matchmaking between your courtiers, or for setting up a specific marriage alliance. For now, Find Spouse is more relevant for our purposes. Okay. There are many factors to consider when choosing a spouse. These are like some of the more important decisions you'll make, because like you can marry your way into titles, or you can make a mistake and marry yourself out of titles if you're not careful. There are many factors to consider when choosing a spouse. To help you out, there is a filter available for sorting among these things to consider. There are alliances, skills, personality traits, expected fertility, and more. Some traits are congenital, meaning they might be inherited by your children. Okay. I like how they're both moving in concert. Perhaps someone with a trait like that is a good place to start. Okay. You can change your selection by clicking the Clear Characters button in between the characters you are setting up to get married. Nothing will happen until you click Send Proposal. Filters. Wow. Look at this. Okay, we want fertile, adult, age difference. How old are we? Go away. Wait, that's 39. Oh, we are 39. Okay. Health, fine. That's health. Okay. We want them to be younger. Wait, maximum age. 25. Health, healthy. Religion, Christianity. Alliances. Huh. Ruler. Dynasty. Interesting. Not lowborn. It's just like... It's you have to be kind of... You have to be kind of brutal in this game, okay? Depends on what you want. Like, if you want to play as like a totally just person, you could do that. It's just, you're probably gonna not succeed. Only show characters if they have any pressed claims. So these are pretty good. Like, you want characters with claims because then you can take over territory. So like, let's say I want to like try to take over some of these duchies. Then you want to try to find like someone in the petty kingdom of Connacht that has a claim, and then marry that person, because then you could maybe press that claim and start a war and then take over that territory. Because you have to have claims, at least the way it was in CK2. You have to have claims over a territory to be able to, like, if you win a war, you'll actually get that territory. You can't just like, it's not like civilization where you can just attack a city and take it over. You have to have like a lawful reason to rule that territory. Pressed. Aha! So we could, if we want to, we could just go Irish. So there's no pressed claims. What about any claim? Nope. Nope. Okay. But we could, so we've got House Gins. 19. Where's that? Ooh. Count Baudouin. How do I get to them? Oh, Gins. Okay, so that's this land over here. Oh, neat. So basically, they have a claim over this land, but that's really far. What we could do is we could actually just go let's look at the Earldom of Desmond. And like, we could take a look at their... you know what? I'm not going to spend a ton of time doing this just because this is the tutorial, but like, this is the kind of like process that I would go through. I would be like, okay, I really want this Desmond territory. So let's try to marry someone who has a claim to that. And then we could press that claim. So usually I would look at their, dynasty tree and be like, okay, they have any daughters? It's so weird. Looks like they only have sons. So we couldn't marry into this family. So that would be really hard to take over through marriage and then murdering people. Because see, if you marry, like, let's say one of these was a woman and you married them and then you had kids and then you remove all of these heirs, then your heir will inherit that title and will keep your titles. So that's kind of like how this game works. It's so devious. Whatever, let's go with Beatrice. How do I select them? They're French. Fine. You can change your selection by clicking the clear characters. Oh, there we go. So it says, propose that myself and Beatrice de Gins get married. Children of this marriage will be born into House Brienne. Chance of children medium. Okay. We get minus 100 prestige and she gets plus 400? Oh, they're inferior. So if you you can also do matrilineal marriage, and what that means is like if you marry your daughter to like someone, your side will gain the titles as opposed to their side will gain her titles. Let me just read. Matrilineal marriage, children will be born into their mother's house instead of their father's. Yeah. Use a hook. A hook is a general term for a relationship between characters where one can get the other to do their will. Weak hooks and strong hooks. Oh, that's new. Fired in different ways. Hooks can be used to force through many interactions, for example, marriage, feudal contract changes. So they'll accept because, of course, they're going to get a ton of... This is actually really good for them. Let's just do it. Just for the purposes of the tutorial. Oh. Did I just like jump? Yeah, okay, I got married. When you have selected two people for your marriage, you are presented with the details of the union, along with the additional options such as having the marriage be matrilineal. If you're happy with the marriage, go ahead and send an offer. When playing this action will take a few days. We'll make it work instantly this time. So I think we lost 100 prestige as a result. It says, greetings, Petty King Morchad of Munster. I gladly accept your marriage proposal. You will be joined with my sister Beatrice in holy matrimony. May God grant you long life and many children. Count Baudouin of Guinness. Excellent. Congratulations. You may live long and happily together. For this tutorial, I recommend that you use Find Spouse for your son as well. As soon as your son is married. Okay, let's do that. Find a spouse for our son. Relevance. Is it still using the... It is. Okay. How old is this dude? 18. Alliance power, prestige gain. So these are people that have no claims. How do I want to know where they are at geographically, but let's just pick. Let's pick. So you're oh, French, right? Welsh. Welsh is probably good. Catholic, Welsh. Cowardly Blackguard. Crazy. So we can look at her traits too. Lazy, patient, arbitrary, and flamboyant trickster. So that's important too, right? Because you want to have good traits. Oops. Generous, diligent, ambitious, conscientious scribe. That's pretty good. So we're going to get 300, or Brian gets 300, and then Gwen Lian gets 200. So this is a better match, probably. All right, accepted. Dynasty alliance formed, and we've got an alliance with Prince whatever. Not sure exactly where that was. Welsh, right? Isn't that like... Where's Wales? Is that here? I suck at geography. Doesn't matter. Family is important. The player heir will always come from your dynasty, and most often from your house. In the future, it won't hurt to keep an eye on your family and their line of succession. Depending on their succession laws, you might end up inheriting titles, along with land and vassals from your relatives. Not everyone in your dynasty will be landowners, but every plot of land on the map has an owner. Every plot of land has an owner, everybody. That's how massive this game is. Like, let's go over here to Kong. And here's the ruler of the of Kong, Barbas BC. And they're of House Diula. This game is just, it's massive. It's crazy massive. Dynasty head. And they have all the same things that we have, and it's just, it's all working together, right? The game's nuts. That's what I love about it. Okay. Not everyone in your dynasty will be landowners, but every plot of land on the map has an owner. Sometimes that owner is you. Sometimes it's one of your vassals. And sometimes it's another realm entirely, many of whom also have or are vassals. Most titles are structured together in a pyramid-like fashion, using title tier. County, making you a count or countess. Duchy, making you a duke or duchess. Kingdom, making you a king or queen. Empire, making you an emperor or empress. Every tier belongs to a title one rank up the chain. Every county is technically part of a duchy. Every duchy is technically part of a kingdom, and every kingdom is technically part of an empire. They are, but like, it's possible that someone doesn't have the title of king or title of emperor for a particular empire. Like in this case, the Empire of Britannia hasn't been claimed. At least that's how I understand it. There are many dynamic names for these titles as well. Your current ruler is in charge of a petty kingdom, which corresponds to the duchy tier. There are also barons, the minor ruler of single holdings beneath counts. These characters are generally quite minor and unplayable. Oh, okay, I see. So the barons are unplayable. You do have one, the mayor of Innis. De jure. This I never really understood. This de jure thing. Oh, right. No, I get it. I remember now. It's like a historical grouping of like counties. It's like this organization exists even though it might not currently be in use. It's like you have it, if you, well, let's read what it says. We say technically because of, as Crusader Kings lets you play with history, there's no way to guarantee that a king is actually in charge of all the titles that his kingdom is supposed to contain within its borders. We call this title hierarchy de jure. And if the structure has been broken, it is often possible to declare war over such territories. If you switch to the Duchy Titles map mode, you can see as the ruler of the Duchy of Munster, which of course is this, where we rule, the County of Desmond should legally be part of your realm. The different map modes can help you give you an overview of the de jure title structure of the world. Okay. Duchy Titles map mode. Boom. So this is what Munster is historically supposed to look like. But we don't control this territory. The Earldom of Ormond? Is that what? Someone else does. But that means that we have a strong claim over, I believe we have like a strong claim over it, so we could declare war to try to take it over. Return to realms mode. So there's different realms. Kingdom. So here's our kingdom. These are the different kingdoms. Ireland. These are the de jure kingdoms, I believe. And these are the de jure empires. So Britannia, Francia, Holy Roman Empire, Wendish, Carpathia, Russia. So even though there isn't an actual British emperor, it's possible, like, see, it says not created. It's possible to create this if you get enough territory, basically. You just name yourself the emperor, and then that title is taken. Oh, faiths, cool. So these are all the different faiths. Some very, very, very small ones. Lucky. Look at this. So, and you can make your own too, which is neat. Cultures. So you have to manage cultures as well, because see this Norwegian bit? It's like if you take over this Norwegian bit and you're of a different culture, there's going to be some friction in houses. Okay, return to realms map. There we go. This is where you spend most of your time, but like you do kind of want to, if you're like trying to connect up all of Munster, you do want to spend some time on this just to see, okay, this is the next thing I can try to take, because it's the easiest. It's kind of like the low-hanging fruit. Your holdings. The de jure title of Munster consists of 3 counties. Their names should be visible on the map. Thomond, held by you. Desmond, held by a neighboring ruler. And Ormond, held by your vassal. These counties are made up of smaller pieces of land called baronies. So on this level, we find your holdings. That's where we actually live. Holdings provide different levels of taxes and levies, as well as buildings that you can construct and upgrade depending on the holding type. It is not very important that you build right now, but we suggest you start by upgrading the bastions in Cornwall. I never really got this part of Crusader Kings 2. It never felt like, it's not like Civilization where you like, it happens like very quickly. It's like you spend years and years building up your territories. It doesn't really, never really felt. I only played the basic, so maybe the basic game, like with any of the expansions, so maybe they expand on that, but it never felt like it impacted much. Okay, click on your capital holding and order the construction of a building. Okay. So we can construct a wetland farms, hunting grounds, or barracks. 100 gold, 3 years. 100 gold, 21 months. 150 gold, 3 years. It's going to give us increased taxes. Increased taxes, but we get a defender advantage. Light cavalry damage and pursuit +1. Levies. Oh, this will give us more troops. So what do we have so far? Lookout tower, high tents, bastions, and curtain walls. So we might want to do the farms. Doesn't really matter because this is a throwaway game. The fertility of the wetlands makes excellent grazing for pastoral animals of all sizes. 3 years left. Cool. Says every holding provides taxes to their holder. If that holder is a vassal, they will also pay taxes to their liege. But you won't get, like, it'll be a smaller amount than if you actually controlled the land. So you want to have, like, the best land for yourself. Tax provide your main income of gold. Obligations can affect how high or low these taxes are. Times of war also affect the levels of control in a county, which in turn affects taxes. Okay. As a ruler, you are likely to be the liege of at least one vassal. These are rulers within your realm who have sworn fealty to you. Vassals supply you with money and soldiers, levies. It's possible to both be a liege and a vassal at once. Right. So, like, let's say you're the emperor. You're going to have... possible to be both a liege and a... Okay, let's say you're a kingdom and there's an emperor. You're going to have vassals that are under you, but you're also... You're the liege to those vassals that are under you, but you're also a vassal of, like, the emperor. Open the realm view on the right side of the screen. Okay. Here's a list of your current vassals along with some additional information about them. At the top of the list is the ruler of Ormond. This dude here. Our only vassal, I believe. Whose land you can see on the map. This is the earldom, county tier title inside your realm. Go here for an... It takes a long time to get adjusted to the terminology and the tiers and stuff like that. Go here for an overview of things such as your vassal's current opinions of you, whether they are considered a powerful vassal or not, and the level of taxes and levies they are currently providing with you. Oh, so we've got the mayor too as a vassal. They control that county. I think I've got the terminology right. Okay. Powerful vassal, realm size 1. See, realm size 0 because they don't actually own the county, right? They have like a city there that they're controlling. Let's see how good they are. Stewardship 16. It's worthwhile to keeping your vassals happy. This keeps them out of schemes and factions against you. So they actually, this person has a negative opinion of us. -12, so that's bad. No matter how mighty a ruler or character is, if your realm unites against you, either to depose you through war or just to murder you while you sleep, your reign is bound to be cut short. Some of your vassals might serve on your council, making their opinion extra important as they will be trusted with counselor tasks. So we might want to appoint this person to a good spot in the council to increase their opinion, or we might want to bribe them. There's a limit on how many vassals you can comfortably be in charge of before your realm becomes unwieldy. Going beyond this vassal limit affects taxes and levies provided to you, sorry. This doesn't matter for the tutorial, but when you start to build your own kingdom, be mindful of growing too fast. 1 of 20. If you end up exceeding your vassal limit, you can grant lower ranking titles away to your vassals. Sometimes you can even create new high tier titles to consolidate the power in an area and the titles under it. Okay. So it's kind of like, even though you get really big, you're still managing similarly sized things. They're just, the scope of each thing that you're managing is larger, but you're still doing the same kinds of things. Your realm is the complete body of land and titles that you own, including the areas held by your vassals. Right now, for you, this means the counties or earldoms due to your Irish culture. That's the other thing. Everything's called different things in different cultures. I forgot about that. Ugh, it's so hard to keep track of. Thomond and Ormond. When domain is used, we are instead referring to the land that you own personally without vassals. So just this part. Some things that happen will only affect your domain, while other things will impact your entire realm. Note that there is a limit to how much land you can hold personally before you start incurring penalties, the domain limit. When you go above your domain limit, it can be a good idea to use the grant title interactions on characters. Oh, okay. So I could, like, go to this person. This is our son, and then we could do grant titles. I want to hear more about this barber shop. Managing a realm is a lot of work. Okay, so we're going to go check out the council. This is super important, actually. Have the help of your council. These can be either vassals or members of your court, and they act as your trusted advisors. There's one corresponding to each area of skill. Married rulers will also have their spouse assisting them. Counselors can be set to work, and they all do different things. You can change a counselor's task by clicking on the button near the portrait in the council view. Being a counselor is a prestigious position. Powerful vassals will expect to be chosen for it. Be unhappy if left out. But you give them more power, and it could be a problem. Okay. So we set them to do different things, I guess, right? Religious relations. So we get more piety. And then there's opinion increases. Could set them to convert faith in county. So basically, if you're bordered with, like, let's say you're bordered with, you know, down here where there's a lot of different religions, you could send this person to, like, convert people from that territory to your religion. Because you want it, it's harder to control an area if there's more unrest in an area if they aren't the same religion as you are. Or there's fabricate claim on county. So this is how you can start a war so that you can actually take over that land. Because just killing the soldiers doesn't really do anything unless you have a reason why you're fighting. Schemes are long-term goals aimed at another character. They can have hostile goals like murder, reduction of your target, or be more wholesome, such as the befriend scheme. Okay. Intrigue. Schemes. No hostile schemes in progress. This is a start one by interacting with another character. So let's say we wanted to take this dude out. We can try to murder Petty King Aid, for example. Okay. A good time to use the scheme might be when you find the line of succession not being as clear-cut as you'd like. One way to get ahead is to simply remove the competition, quietly and with no witnesses. It's a lot easier to just murder someone than it is to, like, kill them using an army, right? In a war. So it depends. That's why I prefer, like, scheming stats over military stats for my leaders. Murder schemes come with the risk of discovery. If your attempt goes awry, it will make your character unpopular, especially with your target. Makes sense. The sway scheme is made for increasing the opinion someone has of your character. Let's try it. Okay. Court chaplain. And then sway. Attempt to sway Ekmarkach. So if it's successful, 60% chance, his opinion of us will increase by 25. And it's supposed to take 19 months. Every month there is a predicted chance of 52% to progress. Okay. Excellent. Once set in motion, your scheme will slowly progress over time. The time before conclusion is reached will vary depending on its success chance. Be affected by relevant skills. This one is diplomacy. Okay. We can abandon it if we want to. 62%, and we're at 0 of 10. Okay. Sometimes schemes can give rise to secrets. Neat. This is really cool. If you catch someone trying to commit murder, it's probably in their best interest to make sure you keep it quiet. You can also blackmail them to gain a hook. Hook represents a favor you can call in with a particular character, encouraging or forcing them to do your bidding. So like a marriage or to join your scheme or declare war, maybe. As you play, you'll find many different ways to gain and use hooks. When you start playing, experiment with it. Neat. Let's pretend you have managed to get a hook on one of your vassals. Okay. This weak hook can be used for a number of things. One is to increase the obligations set by the feudal contract you have with the feudal vassal. Access the menu for changing your feudal contract. Go to your vassal list. Okay. Wait. Go to your vassal list in the realm view or right click on his portrait. Okay. Modify a feudal contract. I like how it's kind of... when you right click on someone, it's like a context sensitive menu that shows you what you can do. Kind of. Okay. Renegotiate Earl Ragnvald's obligations to you. Not immediately visible. When you have many interactions available, the character interactions menu only displays the most common ones. We can click on more. Okay. War. It's an essential part of Crusader Kings. There are a lot of concepts to cover, but for now, let's touch briefly on some of them. War is like, it's an important part of the game, but it's like, it's downplayed compared to a game like Civilization, for example. It's like, it's not the focus of the game. The rest of the details we'll let you discover as you start playing. Okay. So the most important thing in any war are the battles, which are fought by armies. Most of your soldiers will come from levies, but you can expand your army by employing men-at-arms. Things get really tough. You can also hire mercenaries, provided you have the gold. Okay, military. Can I get rid of this message? Right-click to hide. Cool. When a war starts, you will be able to raise your armies from this screen via the Raise All Armies button. Right here. When the war is over, you will have to disband your soldiers before starting another war. We just did it. We raised all the armies. What do we have? 6? We have 6 soldiers? Wow. Interesting. Oh, those are just our personal ones. That's why. Our levies. We didn't raise the... I'm not sure if we raised the levies. When the war is over, you will have to disband your soldiers before starting another war. Rally points are mustering grounds for the levies and men-at-arms under your command. To start a war, you'll need a legitimate reason, a casus belli. Casus belli, I think is how you pronounce it? Against another ruler. I always said belly for some reason. There are various ways to obtain a casus belli. You might have de jure titles that make you the rightful liege of your target. You might inherit claims, or you could pursue holy wars against nearby infidels. Although these are the most common, there are dozens of different types of casus belli for you to discover and use as you play. The easiest and most straightforward way to acquire claims is to use fabricate claims, claim on county. This is something your court chaplain sees through one of his counselors. Yeah, we saw that, right? Fabricate claims. So we could fabricate a claim on... since we know that we have... This is part of our du jour realm. We don't need to fabricate claims here, but we could start working on Connaught. And they have 2 years left of working on that, I guess. And it's going to be based a lot on their stats. Diplomacy, I think, for that one. Gotcha. Almost there. Soon we'll let you unpause the game. There are just a few things to go over first. Firstly, it's important to know that there are 5 different speeds available. Okay. You can use the number keys. The game will auto-pause for certain events. Nothing wrong with playing at lower speeds, increasing the speed when things are quiet or slowing it down when you go to war. Recommend you pause the game when inspecting menus or when you are faced with tough decisions. Yeah, makes sense. Starting the game. Okay, we're going to unpause. So let days, months, and years go by. Armies told to do so will move, events will occur on screen, letters will be sent, and characters will age. We unpaused. What now? Now, as a first task, let's remind your neighbor, the Earl of Desmond, who is the rightful lead, whose rightful liege truly is. If it happens to expand your realm, so be it. Using the character interaction system that we went over earlier and selecting him via the map, declare war on the ruler of Testament. You should already have a casus belli, as his title is de jure as part of your realm. Okay, so we just have to select this person, and it's that easy. Declare war. And then we have to select the casus belli. Since he's part of our de jure. Or declared. We've got our 6 knights that we're going to send. Raise armies! Oh, neat. It's just right here. That's great. What is this? Oh, we've got our schemes, too. And this is the status of our war. You have successfully declared a war! Next, you should rally your armies. A button has appeared at the bottom of your screen to help you. But you can also do this from your military view. Wherever your rally point is, in this case, Thomond. Oh, interesting. Rally point. Basically, the way that CK2 worked was you would like highlight armies and you'd right click where you want them to go. So it seems like you just set a rally point now. Oh no, this is the mustering point. Okay. Call up your soldiers at rally points. Levies assigned to a rally point must come from either your own domain or your vassals. Yeah. You will have to unpause the game, press the spacebar for your army to gather more than a handful of men. Leave it a few days. Okay. Raise the armies! To move your army, left click on the army. We just have the 6. Where we work. Oh, there we go. I put it on. Oh, it's still paused. All right. Left click on the army on the map, right click. Oh, so it's the same thing. Enemy capital barony. So that would be right here, right? Let's wait for the armies to. Like, where's our vassals' army? What is this? Create a men-at-arms regiment. Weird. Where's our 654 men? It says unraised. Oh, it's because it's not. It's because we're. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, a couple days passed, I guess. Let's go! I didn't realize it was paused. Now that your army is moving, it is probably heading into battle with enemy forces. Ooh, lots of stuff happening. Wedding celebration. So there was an actual event here. With my marriage to petty Queen Beatrice, the realm expects us to throw a suitably extravagant wedding celebration. It's well within my right to collect a royal aid duty as part of this, but some may consider it tasteless to levy an extra tax during a time of jubilation. So we can collect it to get 75. Who pays for their own wedding? Let my subjects enjoy the festivities without worry or care. So we can get 350 prestige. It depends on what kind of ruler we want to be. Let's let them enjoy it. Now that your army is moving, it is probably heading into battle with enemy forces. This can be a head-on encounter with other armies or the start of a siege. Battles will happen automatically. Sieges occur when you place your army on an enemy holding. Good time to unpause the game. Okay. So they're moving. Oh, I see. It's red if it's paused. It's green if it's unpaused. We'll just speed it up so they move. A battle! The outcome of battle between two armies depends on a number of things. The number of levies both sides have, which, if any, men-at-arms either side is using, the commanders involved, and even the terrain you're fighting on. So who is the commander? Oh, it's us! Sweet. We actually have excellent martial skills. They have good. We've got more men. And we've got one extra knight as well, so we should dominate. More details can be gleaned from the combat view. Click on your fighting army to open it. I guess this is the combat view. Let's unpause. Relative strength. +6. Advantage 9 in your favor. It's not much we can do, I guess. Early battle phase. You gained the trait. Oh no, we're wounded by Mayor Adelbren of Baltimore. Lorcan Brian wounded Cosentian. Ooh, that's not good. Victory! Oh, nice. Oh, damn. We fucked him up. A siege! Your army is attacking an enemy holding. Click on the highlighted icon, the spearheads. This one here, I guess. To find out how it's going, you need to win sieges to win most wars as they increase your war score. So this is our war score. We're at plus 19% because of the battle that we won. Once you get to 100%, well, you'll see what happens, I'm sure. Whenever a siege is won, it takes a few rounds of attack. The area will become occupied, changing its regular look on the map to a striped one. Color of the stripe shows who is occupied a holding. I think we'll see it more on this, at this level, right? Holding occupied by the Kingdom of France, however, would have blue stripes, one occupied by the Kingdom of England, red, and so on. The war score. To get an idea of who is winning in a war, you can always look at the war score. It goes from -100 to +100. Changes based on battles and sieges won or lost. At 100 war score, you can force the other side to accept your peace offer. There it is there. Conversely, at -100, they can force you to accept their peace offer. All wars end in one of three ways. Victory, white peace. One of three possible... no longer worth pursuing. They're basically decide to just stop the war. The attacker typically still loses some piety or prestige, but far less than with the humiliating defeat. The exact consequences of any of these change. So we got victory, you get whatever you're fighting for, right? And then defeat is you lose whatever they were fighting for. Lose titles in the war target region. Defeated attackers instead lose things like gold, prestige, and piety. Right, because if you ended up being defeated, you lose gold, prestige, and piety, but you don't lose any titles. If you win, you'll gain the title, right? Details of specific war can be found by right-clicking on your enemy ruler and selecting Offer Peace. Okay. Let's keep sieging. Wait, I didn't click on this, did I? Siege of Tralais. No siege weapons. Assault fort. The walls must be breached to start an assault. Oh, there's the army retreating. It looks like it's heading this way. Now, they could, with this army, they could go attack, like, this barony or something, but we're attacking their capital, so our percentage winning is going to go up. Wait, oh, they're, like, they're running right away. So, 7 months left. Can we build stuff? Fully stocked. We're just kind of, like, waiting them out, I think. Holdings. +1 per day. Camp dispute. Oh no. Oh, it's pause, see? For, or it's moved to slow? Interesting. So if an event comes out, it just slows right down. After my army, I'm just going to keep it on pause. After my army sets up camp, I hear a commotion coming from my knight's lodgings. Investigating the disturbance. God, the one thing that's kind of annoying is, like, there's so many tooltips that it's hard to find a spot for the cursor where there's no tooltips. I hear commotion coming from my knight's lodging. Investigating the disturbance, I find Dearmate and Conchobar in the middle of a heated argument while several onlookers edge them on. Deliver a speech about unity to the crowd. Ooh, we get prestige. Martial lifestyle experience. What do we lose? We both get a greater opinion. But we spend 75? The fighting escalates as onlookers join in. Oh, I see. 36% chance the top one's going to happen. 64% chance the bottom one's going to happen. Have them whipped for their delinquency. 20 dread. We gain experience. They're wounded and we lose opinion. Saw this. I'm going to my tent and stuffing my ears. Let's try. Deliver a speech. A brawl. My pleas for us to all put aside our differences fall on deaf ears as the spat turns into an all-out brawl. Drinks and food go flying as people start throwing tankards and packs around. Might as well join in. 10% emerges the sole victor of the brawl. The music. 90% you gain the trait severely injured. You lose 20 stress because you're wrathful. Do it! We got injured. You gain the trait severely injured. You gain 25 martial lifestyle experience. Pain shoots up my body. Stop that. Pain shoots up my body with every step, and even the smallest of movements leave me gasping. As I bring a hand up to gingerly touch my wound, it comes away bloody, and I tremble as blood drips down my side. Send for a physician now. My servants will search for possible court physicians. So I wonder if that affects, like, your chances of dying. That's hilarious. They're just, wow, they're just like, where are they going? Finally, my servants have found some people who might be fit to serve as court physician. Either way, I fear I cannot afford to be picky now. Ragnvald is quite experienced, so we pay 50 gold. They'll join the court. Yud seems enthusiastic. 15 gold. If nothing else. Let's get the experienced guy. So wait, is that actually... That's not a part of the council, though. They're just in our court. Court physician. Oh, it's a minor title. Neat. We've got a guest, too. Time for treatment. The time has come to treat your wounds. I recommend drastic measures, but the choice is yours, my lord. Do no more than what is necessary. Might lessen my pain temporarily, it has few risks. It's too late for caution. Great outcomes that could also lead to worsened symptoms. Let's go. Let's go hard. Trait gained. Eunuch! What? Ragnvald gave me a draft. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Gave me a draft which tasted most peculiar. It made me feel numb and my eyelids started drooping. I apologize, my lord, but you do not want to be awake for this part. He said. Panic hit me and I tried to get up from the operating table, but my limbs would not obey. I did not believe I could be in more pain, but I was soon proven wrong. You are killed by Ragnvald! You gained botched wound treatment for 1 year. Has happened. What? Gain the trait brutally mauled? You died! We died in the tutorial. Okay. Petty King Murchad of Munster has found peace. So we broke up a fight. Trying to take over our du jour duchy. We broke up a fight amongst our troops, got mortally wounded, and then the physician killed us. Petty King Murchad of Munster has found peace in Christ's embrace at 39 years of age. He died due to a botched treatment performed by a Ragnvald. Or is that Regno? I don't know how you pronounce that. Always one to avoid feasts and excess, he never let his base urges get the better of him. Petty King Brian ascends to the throne. Ever confident in himself, Brian's rule may bring glory or shame to the house Brian. So now we're playing as Brian. Only time will tell. 18 years old, at war. Okay. Our bishop does not endorse us. Interesting. Is that the one that was in our council? It is! Does not endorse us. Sweet. Wow, that was quite... That's quite the turn of events. Oh, there we go. Notable guests arrived. Experienced fighter. So they've decided to go around us and assault the barony of Vajaford. Yeah, let's pick up the pace here. So I could go fight them, I guess, again. Let's go fight them again. Because I'm gonna increase our if we fight, we're gonna increase our war score. Speed it up. Oh, they're running. They're not gonna run away in time though, are they? Sinful Prince Archbishop exposed. Okay, this isn't really that important to us. That's the one thing that I didn't... There's like a lot of messages that you get in Crusader Kings 2 that are not really that important. So this guy might just like constantly run away from us. Looks like we'll get there. The memories remain. Oh, Lor-san. If you were still with me, I know you would tell me to be strong, that things will get better, and you would be right, as you always were, but first I must curse and cry. How could I not when you are gone from this world? Oh, someone passed away? Or uncle passed away. Was killed by Mayor Albrin? What? Who's this dude? Oh, it was during the battle? No, it's the mayor of this fucking city. Some plot. They killed our uncle. Jesus. Wow. Ecstatic peasantry. The peasants in the earldom of Thomond are in a good mood. Wait, was this the marriage of our leader that died? The harvest... Oh, it's a harvest thing. Okay. Harvest is bountiful, the roads are safe, and the village elders are telling nonsensical stories of cows producing honey-laden milk and geese laying golden eggs. The peasants are praising me for their fortune and have sent a delegation carrying gifts. Okay, we could accept the offer. We get stress. Oh, because we're generous. Send soldiers to collect more gifts. Lots of stress. Control level in Earldom of Thomond will change by -50. County reinvestment for 10 years. Oh, neat. No, they need their surplus more than I do. To be unselfish. So we should win that. So we just got another, was that 11%? So they have to run. We're going to chase them. Allied combatant slain. My uncle Lorsan was slain. Okay, so it was the battle. It wasn't a plot. Who is in control of this army? You. This is you. We're gonna put ourselves in command. Man, this is the more eventful tutorial that I expected. So we're gonna win another battle here. And then I guess we'll just keep sieging. They don't really have a lot. See, now we're at 39%. 105 troops. Let's just speed this up. Oh, we constructed the cattle lands. Sweet. How do I... Here we go. do I build stuff again? No! Ah. Got the Catalans. A new duchy building. So let's do that. Defender advantage and levies. We got levies. Taxes. Siege works. Fuel to maintain superior quality siege weapons. Oh, neat. Let's do that. So we can't build siege weapons right now. So how is this going? They don't have enough soldiers to actually even siege that spot. They have 20 days of food, I guess? Oh, converted from Norwegian to Irish. Neat. Wait. Where's the cultural thing? Wait, that guy did? Converted the culture? Interesting. Oh yeah, let's zoom out a bit. Oh, I see the outline. Yeah. Victory is near. Your war score is at 100%. You are now able to use enforced demands on the enemy ruler. Right-click on that character and select Offer Peace. Or click on the war score to open the same menu. We took a prisoner, too. Earl Muradach's son. And heir Tag. Donchad. I understand. Enforced demands. De jure war for the earldom of Desmond. 16 months ago. We 39% from battles won, 100% from occupied holdings. 50% from prisoners. Interesting. We're going to enforce the demands. We gain the contested county. He becomes our vassal. We share 400 with our allies based on their contribution. So if you do more fighting as an ally in a war and you like win more battles and stuff like that, you get a larger percentage of the prestige. We spent 40 prestige. Okay. 40 fame. Okay. Congratulations on your victory. You have now experienced what it is like to make it through an essential part of the game. From now on, we will stop the tutorial lessons appearing. You will, however, still be able to get some advice if you open them when they pop their alert at the top of the screen. In this advice, we elaborate on the most important things you encounter. Thank you for staying with us, and good luck. Great. So now if we want to, we can just like continue playing this game. There's some advice and stuff like that. What now? There are many things you could do now that you have dipped your feet in the essentials. Crusader Kings is about setting your own goals. If you want a suggestion, we recommend you try to become the king or queen of Ireland. War is not the only way either. So it's kind of talking about like what kind of goals you can set. Also, this is... I seem to remember there being like... Yeah, so this is like the stuff that you can do. Issues. Increase opinion. So there's advice. There's like victory. This isn't important. We already know that. We have to choose lifestyle and things like that because we got a new leader. All right, so I think I'm going to wrap up this tutorial here. Let me know in the comment section what you thought, and I look forward to actually starting our real game. That was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, but I also spent a bit of time explaining the things that I know about the game and some strategies and things like that, so I guess that's expected. I'm going to hopefully post another video soon with the beginning of our Rural Hungary campaign, which I'm looking forward to. This is Luckless LoveLocks signing off for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I only ask on the first part of a series. I won't bug you more about that. It just helps other people to find the channel, and it just gives me some feedback on how interested people are in a series as well. This is Luckless LoveLocks signing off for now. I'll see you on the next one, and I love you all.